Hey, hey, hey. Welcome back to Holding the Line, a Logistics at a Crossroads podcast. It's me, your girl, Gia. And today, we're diving into a conversation a lot of us feel in our bones, but rarely say out loud. What it really means for women to support women in industries like logistics, construction, and all of the trades. Those fields where the steel is loud, the expectations are heavier, and unfortunately the culture is still catching up. And I'm going to be honest, this isn't a soft conversation, but it's a necessary one. So let's dive in. When people talk about gender barriers in the workplace, especially in a blue-collar field, boots-on-the-ground industry, they're normally focused on the external stuff. The way men underestimate us, the double work we have to do just to be seen as average, the whole prove yourself everyday loop. But there's another dynamic that sits quietly. It's in the corner. And honestly, it cuts deeper because we don't expect it. And sometimes, a woman's biggest challenge in our industry comes from other women. I felt it. I've walked into a room and felt every eye hit me before a single word even left my mouth. They judged my size, my softness, my strength, my approach, my clothing, my whole presence. And the wild thing, I knew for a fact I could outwork a lot of people in that room, including some of the guys. But that doesn't get you welcomed. And it definitely doesn't always get me respected. There is this unspoken pressure to fit a certain mold just to be accepted. You have to talk tough, act tough, look tough, or dress down your feminineness so no one thinks you're fragile. It creates a quiet competition. And that competition does nothing but clip our own wings. And be honest, we've all seen the little cliques that form on job sites or in warehouses. The subtle gossip behind doors that she must be doing something to get ahead whispers. The way someone's entire reputation gets reduced by a rumor. This stuff doesn't just hurt feelings, it actually wrecks trust. It poisons any collaboration, and it traps us all inside the same tired stereotypes. See, I can't even talk. I'm so frustrated. We want to escape from. And let's be real. Men have their issues, sure. But in the workplace, they tend to draw cleaner lines. Because men are able to argue, disagree, and get over it. Then they just move on to the task at hand. Women can do that. We should be doing that. But when we turn on each other, the whole environment suffers. And so do we. And I want to pause here because something happened recently that we cannot gloss over. In Minnesota, a 20-year-old welder named Amber was murdered at her workplace. Her job site. During her shift. That's horrid. But what makes it worse is that it was done by a male coworker who allegedly told investigators he didn't like her and had been thinking about this for a while. Amber was young. She was just learning her trade. She was trying to build a future. And she didn't make it home that night. This is the part nobody warns you about when you're the only woman or a one of a handful in a male-heavy environment. We talk about PPE. We talk about forklifts. We talk about pinch points, lockout, tag out. We talk about sexual harassment. But we don't talk about the danger of being isolated or being disliked simply for existing in a space that someone else thinks you don't belong in. Or the way bad culture can grow teeth if nobody steps in. I'm not telling this story for shock value. I'm telling it because culture matters. Because disrespect escalates. Gossip grows roots. Because when a workplace doesn't protect the women in it, tragedies like this become possible. Amber deserved better. And every woman on every job site deserves better. And this is why supporting each other is not optional when you're a woman in a blue-collar field. It is survival. So the question becomes, how do we start breaking this cycle? How do we make sure another woman isn't left standing alone in a place that should have her back? We start small. Hello. Introductions. One moment of humanity. When a new woman walks on and there's existing women working there. Hey, I'm Gia. This is what I do at the job site. Let me know if you need anything. It sounds tiny, almost silly, but it opens the door. It signals to the new person safety. It signals allyship. It tells another woman, you aren't alone here. And from there, real working relationships can grow. Respect grows. Unity grows. I've watched simple gestures turn strangers into teammates. Picking up the tools, sharing tips on a tricky task, just even asking someone how their day's going, offering to help them before they even ask. If you see a struggle and you can help them, help them. That's where our culture shifts begin, in the smallest moments. Supporting women in trades and logistics isn't just a feel-good idea. I'm sorry, it's not. It's everything. It sets a precedent. It shows the next generation what's possible and what's expected. Imagine if every woman in these fields stopped seeing other women as competition and started seeing them as allies. Imagine, just for a second, if we normalized collaboration the way men normalize default respect. That's how we change our industries. That's how we rise. Not one at a time, but together. And let me give you a real example. Back in the day, I had a coworker named Margie. And if you put me and her together on a project, just know things are getting done. And not only done, but done well. We laughed, we carried on, we had rhythm, we anticipated what part of projects one was better at. That's the power. That's what really matters, and that is actually women supporting each other instead of silently sizing each other up. It's where productivity meets momentum. It's joy in the work. It's the difference between surviving the industry and reshaping it. And look, I get it. Breaking stereotypes isn't about flipping the script. It's about ripping it up entirely and writing something new. And it starts with us, with the way we speak to each other, the way we show up for each other, the way we defend each other, and when we hold space for each other. If we want a safer, stronger, more supportive workplace for women, then we have to be part of the structure that builds them. Thanks for spending time with me today. Let's keep lifting each other up. The more we do it, the stronger we all become. And just remember, I'll be right here navigating the crossroads with you.